Early on Monday morning, a 31-year-old female trainee doctor retired to sleep in a seminar hall after a grueling day at one of India's oldest hospitals. It was the last time she was seen alive. The next morning, her colleague discovered her half naked on the podium, bearing extensive injuries. Police later arrested a hospital volunteer worker in connection with what they say in a case of rape and murder at Kolkata 138-year-old R.G. Kirk Medical College. Tens of thousands of women in Kolkata and across West Bengal state are expected to participate in a Reclaim the Night march at midnight on Wednesday, demanding the independence to live in freedom and without fear. The march takes place just before the India's Independence Day on Thursday. Outraged doctors have struck work both in the city and across India, demanding a strict federal law to protect them. The tragic incident has again cast a spotlight on the violence against doctors and nurses in the country. Reports of doctors, regardless of gender, being assaulted by patients and their relatives have gained widespread attention. The crime in Kolkata hospital last week exposed alarming security risks faced by the medical staff in many of India's state-run health facilities. At R.G. Kirk Hospital, which sees over 3,500 patients daily, the overworked trainee doctors, some working up to 36 hours straight, had no designated restrooms, forcing them to seek rest in a third-floor seminar hall. Reports indicate that the arrest suspect, a volunteer worker with the troubled past, had unrestricted access to the ward and was captured on CCTV. Police alleged that no background checks were conducted on the volunteer. The hospital has always been our first home. We only go home to rest. We never imagined it could be this unsafe. Now, this accident, we are terrified, says Madhupana Nandi, a junior doctor at Kolkata's 76-year-old National Medical College. Dr. Nandi's own journey highlights how female doctors in India's government hospital have become resigned to working in conditions that compromise their security. At her hospital, where she is a resident in gynecology and obstetrics, there are no designated rooms and separate toilets for female doctors. I was a patient or the nurse toilet if they allow me. When I work late, I sometimes sleep in an empty patient bed in the ward or in a cramped waiting room with a bed and basin, Dr. Nandi told. She says she feels insecure even in the room where she rests after 24-hour shift that start with outpatient duty and continue through ward rounds and maternity rooms. One night in 2021, during the peak of the COVID pandemic, some man barged into her room and woke her by touching her, demanding, get up, see our patient." I was completely shaken by the incident, but we never imagined it would come to a point where a doctor could be raped or murdered at the hospital, Dr. Nandi says. What happened on Friday was not an isolated incident. The most shocking case remains that of Aruna Shanbag, a nurse at a prominent Mumbai hospital who was left in a persistent vegetative state after being raped. In overcrowded government hospitals with unrestricted access, doctors often face mob fury from patients' relatives after death or over demands for immediate treatment. Kamna Kakkar, an anesthetist, remembers a harrowing incident during a night shift in an intensive care unit (ICU) during the pandemic in 2021 at her hospital in Haryana in northern India.